So there's a variety of different things that I'm going to be covering in the next 20 minutes or so, depending on also the questions that you guys have. I'm going to be covering our software and our indicators, covering our newsletter in terms of the PA stock alerts as well as the bottom line newsletter, how to access these and request trials for all three, and also taking a look at some of the events and seminars that we have planned. Now, I believe, Dad, you're going to go through, going to come back and talk about the COT report, a little bit about the pivot calculator, and talk about the actual university as well. So we kind of have some exciting things to go through with you. And again, we appreciate you taking the time this afternoon and spending it with us. So let's start off with the actual newsletters themselves. So what we're going to do is, if you take a look on top here where it says Home, About Us, Testimonials, Member Login, and Contact Us, if you click on the Member Login tab, once you go ahead and register for a free trial, or if you are a subscriber to any of these services, simply click the Member Login tab. And many of you are well aware of my email, so that's not a problem to share with you. And then obviously I have a password. Click Login. So you're going to notice right off the bat we're on the welcome page. So I have, believe it or not, obviously, I have access to, losing your voice on and off. How do I sound now? Am I right? Sound check, good? Wonderful. All right, thanks, folks. All right, let's continue here. So I have access to pretty much all the services that we have here. So let's start off with the newsletter. So if you click the newsletter tab, as I'm doing right now, you see two options. You have our stock newsletter and our futures newsletter. So let's start with the PA Stock Alert newsletter. So if I click on that, now what it does is it takes you to the main page, which is a variety of different things that are covered in the main page. The actual current video, which is actually recorded every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday evening. You also have the ability to take a look at any archive videos that have been done and any market and the calendar of events as well. So the nice thing about this is, let me put a couple stocks that I know that we've participated in so far this year. Yahoo, what else we got? Was it AVD, I believe? Dad, you can chime in if you like, but I believe Yahoo and AVD are probably, and I believe Freeport was another one as well that we just exited. Actually, hang on here. There it is, FCX. Great, thank you. And it's AVD. Awesome, thank you. Oh, I was right. Yahoo and AVD. Okay, great. And FCX. Okay, so and we're still half in Yahoo still currently. So if you take a look here, by simply pressing the play button in the middle, which I don't know if it's going to play being that we are broadcasting. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So again, you'll go ahead and view the current video that we have. Obviously, Dad was talking a little bit about Apple and a variety of other things as well. What we can also do is, being those stocks that we were talking about in terms of FCX, AVD, and Yahoo, if you click our archive videos and you wanted to see the reasoning or the analysis behind these trades, those are available as well under the archive videos. So not only can you see the current positions that we were under, or current things, positions that Dad's looking into, but also take a look at, what were the reasonings behind these trades, and taking a look at that as well. So that's something new, brand new for this year. Obviously, I know last year in terms of the PA Stock Alerts website, we did not have the capability of taking a look at archive videos. So this is something that I will say is quite exciting, especially for those individuals that are looking for education. Not only are you there to take advantage of the advisory service, but you're there also to learn and to understand the reasonings behind the stock selections that Dad and Tom are putting out. So that's pretty exciting there. So let's move on to the futures newsletter. Dad, if you have anything to add on PA, you're more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, I'll move on.
Yeah, no, thank you, son. It's PA Stock Alerts is a joint venture with Tom Asprey and myself, and we look for stocks um, that and we haven't really. It's not an aggressive options advisory service. It's more of a stock. And so what we do is, what just like I gave an example of say potash, and I think someone typed in about Intrepid Potash (IPI). Whether the idea is that we try to formulate ideas, stocks that look good on several different levels that we filter out and look for with risk-reward ratios. And of course, not every trade's ever a winner, but our performance over the long haul is certainly impressive. So basically, if you want to learn how we come up with these recommendations, what our risk-reward ratios are, maybe that might help you to define whether you want to do an option strategy if you're an optionist type of an individual, or if you're looking to maybe increase or capitalize on your leverage. So it just, as Johnny said, it enables you to pick up on what we're doing, and the fact that we're able to archive now all these videos. I think you can go back and say, hey, what did he say about that stock again, and what about that sector, and maybe there's a technique that you'll be able to pick up. So it's a learn and participate advisory service, and that's the way we have that structured. So that's why we have it. So a lot of people asked for us, hey, I would like to see those archived, and so they are archived for that reason.
All right, wonderful. Thanks for coming in there and adding that. Appreciate that. Next, let's go to our futures newsletter, the Bottom Line newsletter. Now, it's similar to the PA Stock Alerts. Unfortunately, though, it does cover strictly futures. So again, same format in terms of pressing the play button to take a look at the current video. So, and just like the previous screen that we were looking at before for the PA Stock Alerts, you have the ability to take a look at the archive videos, the calendar for events, as well as, if you take a look here, the actual newsletter. So if I click on this, there you go, the Bottom Line newsletter. So you can take a look at the monthly issue. Go ahead. It's obviously, you can print it out, PDF it, no problem there. Take a look at some positions that are that Dad's looking at for the month. Now there's some. Let me go ahead and exit out of there. What's included in this service, though, is not only obviously you have the videos, you have the monthly newsletter, but you also get email updates that Dad sends out. So if anything changes, you do get that notification by email. But otherwise, you are more than welcome to log in daily if you like and just see if the videos have been updated. But you do, again, you do get that email confirmation. And the other thing here is, obviously, we've moved. If you were used to the previous website, the National Futures, you notice that the market, the calendar of events was below the screen. In this case, on Person's Planet is up above. So you can take a look at, again, what's going on in terms of earnings. Today is Wednesday, so, ABT, ATI, ADP, PMS, BA. So, I mean, you're taking a look at all the different earnings that are out. Dad obviously has any type of reports that are also going to impact the market are posted here as well, Monday through Friday. So you can take a look at that as well at the beginning of the week and have that already in your calendar. So, and then again, in terms of the archive videos, if you click the archive videos, you can take a look at what's been going on in January as well as December, all the way through, there's one in June that we have. So, but for now on, obviously, we're going to archive those videos. Same thing here. If you want to kind of educate yourself a bit on this, take a look at the reasoning behind certain commodities that Dad's looking at, whether it's seasonality plays, some technicals. You have the ability to take a look at it. If for whatever reason you forgot to take a look at last week's video and you wanted to take a look at it and see, hey, I missed that corn trade or sugar or whatever, you have the ability to take a look at that. So again, before I move on, let's just see if the old man here has some last minute comments to add.
Old man. Interesting. No, I think you covered it very well. Let's get into as far as the user, how I think the key is that it's so much more user friendly, and also the fact that the ability to look at not just past videos but also past newsletters, and that's kind of for me. I think that's kind of I think it's a pretty good thing. So I like it. I love it. I think it's a lot of ask for. We're busy focusing on the markets, and sometimes you want to do everything overnight, and Rome wasn't built in a day, they say. So we finally are getting it together, and here it is. A lot of people asked for it, and here's where it is. So let's move on and show what else that we added to the website for a lot of users who either are members or are even not members. So for those who aren't even a member, just what would make you want to come to this website and use some of the features? Johnny, let's move into what we still had on National Futures and why we still have it here.
No problem here. So what we've added, what we've transferred on here for those non-subscribers currently is we still have all those free services, the COT report, the pivot calculator, and the Fibonacci calculator, which are available. And I know those are things that you wanted to discuss. So what I'll do for you is let me pop up the pivot calculator so you can discuss that if you'd like. And then as you go along, I can change the screen for you.
This is a tool for those that are looking for, that might not have a pivot calculator, or, something else that's interesting is a different thought. Let's say you're on a platform that can't give you an option monthly expiration pivot, or those days that we don't really have on our software and R3 just to see what's going on. Or if you wanted to do a 6-month outlook on, I wouldn't go with an interest rate. Apparently, Ben Bernanke's going to keep rates low until 2014, so there's no sense in doing a yield projection. But back in the day, I used to do, when interest rates were at a real rate of return, we used to do interest rate yield projections with the pivot calculator. So I like the pivot calculator here. It's real easy to use. You just type in a market high, whatever the value is, a market low, whatever the value is, and a market close, hit submit, and you're going to get all your values on your pivot. So it's a great little pivot calculation, and there's more information on with articles and such with using this pivot calculation. So another thing is that we kind of went over this with our Trading Trigger University, our students several months ago, was if anyone is out in the audience now, and this is kind of maybe some good information, if you guys, and ladies and gentlemen, traders are using pivots, and some days we get these abnormally long-range days, and the next day you're going to probably see a contraction in the range because the prior day's volatility was so great. Or the opposite is true. Maybe you get some of these days that the volatility is very low. What do? Well, one of the things you can use this calculator for is take an average of not just 2 or 3 or 4 days rather than looking at the weekly. So if you took the average of the high, the low, the close on not one day, but combine it for 2 days, you can get what we call a 2-day pivot point. And so if you took Monday's combined high-low close and you took Tuesday's combined high-low close and average those up, and you could just take the highs, the lows, and the close, average them up. All you have to do is put it in the pivot calculator here, and you're going to get the pivot projections for support and resistance that might work for Wednesday and Thursday. So if it's from 2 days, it'll work for the next 2 days. So a 2-day rolling pivot, and that's one of the other features that you could utilize, the pivot point calculation. We did that and had that programmed, for those who do already know, on Thinkorswim. So on Thinkorswim, we threw the book at it. We have 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, 5 days, which is a week. The individual day, we have the month, we have the option expiration. So we did everything except for the 6-month longer term horizon. So in any event, that's what you can utilize this for. And if you notice, it doesn't, you don't even have to fill out your name, your rank, your social security number, your firstborn. We don't want to know or need any of that. If you want to contact us, there's a button up there to say contact us. So that's one of the nicest features about using that pivot calculator.
For those individuals, I didn't mean to cut in here, Dad, but for those individuals that been participating in the open house and have been with us all day, something that we can do real quick. Does anyone have their charts open? What was the actual? We could enter in the S&P movement for today, and take a look at what the pivot points will be for tomorrow. Just do a quick little trial run so that everyone can take a look at that. What do you think?
Real simple. We had a 1324.75 high, 1303 low, 1320.50 close. Yesterday formed a daily doji. Today would be what we would call the failed doji top. Again, the markets, we're going to probably look at taking some action.
Hey, folks, if you take a look, so I entered in that information. Just simply hit the submit button, and now we got tomorrow's pivot points already ready. Good to go.
So here's another thing. Let's say you're sitting around and you're struggling. You're not sitting there trading. You're struggling because you don't want to put a trade on in the last final minutes, or you didn't follow that you didn't have a trade on, and you can use this to theorize what tomorrow's range might be, which is interesting. So we know that R1, but tomorrow's going to be a bullish day. So you have between 29 and 37 between R1, R2, somewhere up in there. You can kind of start suspecting that, even looking at around the pivot of 16. So if you subscribe to my methodology, if that today was and tomorrow should be bullish, the market should not get anywhere below pivot down to S1. So if you take a look at that and you say, well, maybe if we get a pullback to between the pivot and S1 somewhere around maybe 12, and if we get some type of an indicator buy, that might be a nice little buy signal on an intraday basis. And who knows? That might occur overnight while we're sleeping in the European session. I doubt it. But anyway, nothing would surprise me in this market. But that's how you use the pivot calculator, and that's some of the features and benefits that you have, is that you can get an edge on calculating what the next session, the next week, the next month might look like, and theorize. If the market closes right here, and if the high and low has already been established in your estimation within minutes or hours of, like, the end of the week, for example, you can go ahead, put it in the calculation, at least get yourself an edge as to what the outlook might look like. So another advantage there. Next. I seem to see that some people are having problems with the volume or having problems with the sound, and most people are saying the sound is good. So if you're having sound issues, just log out and log in right now for sound issues. Sound is on again. Well, that's good. All right, so let's move on to one of the other features of the website is this commitment of traders, and I know a lot of people, we're not going to get into how to use it, but a lot of people have heard me talk about the Commitment of Traders report. And if you click on that link, it's just a matter of going right on down. And if you're, let's say, for example, just click on it where it says Get Report. So it says Get Report. And let's say you want to know, was the for the Commitment of Traders report, one of the things that you have to know is if you want to look at what the net position, let's go and click on short format futures and options combined for the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, for example. And I want to know, this report comes out on a Friday, so if you scroll down and I want to look at what the potential net change is for those that are in E-mini S&Ps. So if you scroll down, let's look for S&Ps, the E-mini futures. As you can see, it has Mexican peso, British pound. It has, matter of fact, back up. Let's go and take a look real quick at the euro currency, because this is one of the things that really came together for us in the euro currency. We talked about, look at the euro currency. Look at the end of, as of Tuesday, if you take a look at the Commitment of Traders report, where it says euro, on the non-commercial side, it says long, and if you just look down the very next line, it has 28,344. You look over in short, it has 186,000. So if you look at the percent of open interest, third line down, percent of open interest is 53.4% of the open interest is short that market by non-commercials, which are large hedge funds or speculators. And how large are they? Well, 186,000 contracts, 939. If you look at number of traders at the bottom, that's 89 entities. 89 hedge funds are short that amount of positions. Wow. All right. Now, if you go over the commercials, you'll notice that the commercials, the banks, the institutions, the money people, the people in the know, they are net long. And the prior week, they actually added long 9,000 cars or contracts. Now, if you go over to the non-reportable position, because that's the small speculator, notice that they are long 37,000, net short almost 2 to 1. They are net short they're short 66,000. So they're net short this market. 19% of the open interest is net short by the small speculators. Now, if you take a look, one of the things that we talk about, and you can go back and look at our video on the bottom line commodity report, we talked about a pattern that if you've joined us in the trading room this week, you'll notice that we talked about this pattern, if you're not familiar with my work, called the high close doji. And one of the things that we were warning people about is that the euro currency actually formed a weekly high close doji. In addition to that, that is not only bullish, but if you notice that we had speculators short this market, so you might have a little bit of impetus, some type of a catalyst to move the market higher. And so, as you know, we have seen the market move up in the last few days on the euro currency. So we look at the commitment of traders to gauge what the net position in the overall market. And unfortunately, the hedge funds are short the E-mini S&Ps. The commercials are still long. And the small specs have this one right, but not by a large margin. I mean, if you take a look at that, they're only long by literally 20,000 contracts. So nothing that's really out of the ordinary. So this is a powerful tool. This is how you get it. That's how you read it. And it's real easy. It's 2 clicks away from once you get onto the homepage. And once again, nothing is asked for you to fill out any forms. So it's a great device for all those folks that are here. Next. So we're going to move on right now.
Okay, folks, let me go ahead and move on to the software and indicator section. So here's what we've kind of covered so far. We've actually covered our PA Stock Alerts newsletter, our futures, our bottom line newsletter, how to access them, the different services that they provide. We've also covered the tools themselves in terms of the free tools that you can go ahead and take a look at in terms of the pivot calculator, the Fibonacci calculator, and the COT report. Now let me log back in. I want to show you some new additions that we've done to the site as well. Okay. Now something that's new is obviously we do offer software indicators. A number of you are well aware or are actual subscribers of our Trade Navigator service, TradeStation, and coming soon, NinjaTrader. So we're going to have those available. But something that's really cool that we've added is that once you're a subscriber to any of these services, obviously you get your own member login, you have access to the site. Once you get to this welcome page, if you're a Trade Navigator subscriber, for example, if you click on Trade Navigator, you have access to 7, unless we've updated, oh, excuse me, we're at 9 now. 9 additional instructional videos that are available to you. So anyone that is current Trade Navigator plug-in subscriber will have access to the instructional video. So that's, obviously that is something cool that's new that we're doing right now. So we just have all these, and you can take a look at some archive videos on that, but I think that's going to be we have some archive videos. Most likely those are going to be for our the scanning videos that were recorded. So you'll have access to that as well. Now eventually we're going to add on some new videos in terms of our TradeStation as well as our NinjaTrader. Those are coming soon. Again, this is a work in progress. Can you guys hear me okay? I got it back. Just came back. Okay,
yep.
Wonderful. So again, coming soon,
You're good.
we're going to have the NinjaTrader videos. We're going to have the TradeStation videos added on as well. So if you are a subscriber to those, you'll have access to that. So for those individuals that are, let's say, subscriber to the Bottom Line and our Trade Navigator subscriber, in the past, you've actually had to go to, 2 different sites, or even PA Stock Alerts. You had to go to the PA Stock Alerts site, so which is tedious to go through all these different websites to get information. So this is all in one, folks. This is wonderful. This is such a time saver. I love it. I love to be able to go ahead and take a look at both newsletters, both videos for the PA Stock Alerts and the Bottom Line. I mean, it just makes things so much easier, and it saves so much time compared to what we had things set up in the past. So this is really exciting. I'm going to actually show you now how to register for a trial to get rolling on this so that you guys can have access and try this out yourself. Actually, Dad's going to explain one additional thing as soon as I'm done here, but I just wanted to quickly show how to do this. You see this if you're on the main page, just by going to personsplanet.com and clicking on free trials right here. Simply go ahead and click on the trial that you're looking for, whether it's our live trading room, which many of you have been into today, our indicators in terms of Trade Navigator, TradeStation, and like I said, eventually NinjaTrader, or the newsletter. Simply just select which newsletter you want to go with, click on that, and there you go. You have a registration form. You go ahead and submit your own password, so you'll obviously be able to determine what that password is. Go ahead and enter this security code, hit submit. You're good to go. Within 24 hours, one of us will contact you. Just, again, make sure that you understand how to access everything, and you'll be able to enjoy the trial and be able to listen in on everything and view the videos that we've created. So let's move on here, and Dad's actually going to be talking a little bit about the university section. So let me log back in. All right, Dad, let me click on that university, or do you want it the post, or would you like me to just keep things going here?
No, let's just get things going. They're just you're doing it's no one's and by the way, Butch just made a post. If you have other browsers open that are not in use, then just keep the TTU Live Trading Room open. Having multiple browsers can affect your sound. So that was a good post. Thanks a lot, Butch. That may help people. If you have multiple posts up, it could interfere with your processor in any event. Here we have, if we go, what we put together, Trading Triggers University, out of the demand for people wanting to learn. And a lot of people were taking a lot of lessons and studies, and different educators, and there's a lot of educators and educational information out there. What we try to do is put a comprehensive trading methodology together and then practice the principles in our trading room. And we use that day to day. Butch is our number one moderator and educator for Trading Triggers University, and many of you have been introduced to him the last few days. And as you notice, the discipline, the setups, the waiting, and again, what we try to do is not be in and out of the market all the time trading on market's terms. We try to teach people to trade on our terms and put yourself at advantage and treat this as a business. And as such, we put together a curriculum, and through the years, through students asking for more and getting positive, constructive feedback, we've launched Trading Triggers University through Persons Planet, and now we have an incredible content and format, and also the ability to increase and add more and more information. And the information that we have, as you can see, we have our overall chapters from stocks, futures, ETFs, foreign exchange options, even in our area of ETFs with leveraged and inverse leveraged ETFs and options and technical analysis, and looking at all our different areas that we want to focus, such as looking at momentum indicators, looking at all the different, different, more so than what others would look at, or how to use indicators, like the on balance I was talking about today, and how to use a trend line break, for example. Looking at the market internals and looking and separating the market internals from the different sectors and things of that nature, that we've really tried to increase the knowledge. And if you can see, if you move over to the member section, one of the neat things about the teaching methodology, and it's not just here's a book, go read it yourself this time, or here's some videos, go watch them. What we've done is to really force people to take their education serious. In fact, if you take a look on each module or each video, you'll notice there's a link. And Johnny, if you click on that link that's right above Module 1, there's text. So you get your manual with your program, and we have a brand new manual out. You get the manual, but let's say you just want to go through what is covered on the video in a short synopsis. The link for what's in the manual is right there. And if you close out of that, go back to the video real quick. So you could study along with the video. The next thing underneath is really neat. There are questions. Now, what's really intriguing about what we've set this up to do and the technology that we've used is, number one, you need to pass the test on these questions. And every time, if you fail, send, as you see it says, send an email, and you can ask, what question did I get wrong? Because if you do not do that and you move on, a new series of questions are mixed up. So in order to pass, to look at the next module, you have to go through from beginning to end. So if you have had bad habits, old habits, never traded before, we actually encourage you by having you to take the tests to be able to go to the next level. You have to pass that test. So it's kind of like you're not on your own. We also follow up with that by the trading room. You have access to the newsletters. So it really is probably, in our estimation, one of the best levels of education that we've put together. We've put a lot of hard work and effort, and the information is, in my opinion, some of the best trading information that I've released ever. So we really are proud of this. I love this work. The technology really put together, especially in all the videos, and the ability to actually add on to the videos. There's almost, I think, 45 videos in here now that are updating. So this allows everyone to go through the manual, to be able to see how it works, what's inside each bit of information, and then when you come into the trading room, be able to apply it and go back and forth. So it's not a matter of here's a simple stochastics and a MACD crossover signal. This is about trading from A to Z, how to make you a better, well-balanced, defined trader. And so that's some of the neat features that we have because of the way it presents itself and allows you to have to know the material. If you know the material, then when you see trade opportunities, you'll have a better chance of understanding and the confidence to enact on that. So that's what we really believe is just been a dynamic change and an increase in the field of education in trading. So for us, we're very proud of Person's Planet. We hope we took our old websites and combined the best of everything and added more to it. And a lot of you have had great suggestions, and we've heard what you had to ask for, and here we have supplied it. So a couple little nuances, though. Everyone has, I think, from a user-friendly standpoint, a lot of great changes have been made. So we hope that you find value and interest, and we hope that if you are looking to continue your education, you'll have to look no more than right here at Trading Triggers University. And I want to say thank you all for being here today with us. Johnny, I pass the baton back to you, son.
I appreciate that. Again, folks, to access this site, simply go. I put up the website address in here at www.personsplanet.com. If you're also wondering what's John's schedule, any events and planned seminars that we have, you simply can click on that as well. In terms of the events, taking a look at, Dad's going to be in Feb in Orlando. Too bad I can't be there. Get away from this the weather out here in Chicago. Also, we'll be in New York in Feb, the end of Feb 20th. So you actually have that, and you can just continuously take a look at what we have going on. Also, seminars. This actual seminar that we had this month. If you wanted to register for it, obviously right here, online webinars for January 2012. If you wanted to take a look at our Trading Triggers University reunion, those are strictly for our students, but again, for those TTU students that wanted to meet us up in Las Vegas, there should be more information on that. Yes, more information is available in the seminar section. And then finally, if you're looking to, you like what you saw, you want to get some free trials, simply just go ahead and click on the free trial button, select the live trading room, the indicator, the newsletter, and just simply fill it out. We'll get to you within 24 hours, get everything rolling for you. So, again, thank you folks for taking the time and spending with us. I know many of you have been with us since early this morning, since 8 Central, and we do appreciate the fact that you've taken the time out of your day to spend it with us, and hopefully you appreciate everything that Dad and Butch have done today. So with that said, everyone have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing you in the trading room tomorrow. Remember, you have access to the room again tomorrow, and Phyllis will be holding a psychology class at 4 p.m. Central. So I'm really looking forward to hearing that. And besides that, everyone have a wonderful evening. Bruce, no, I'm sorry. This is not being recorded. But if you have any questions, I will post my phone number here. But our phone number is also available on the website. So when you go to personsplanet.com, if you take a look right up here on the upper right-hand side, you see our phone number. Simply give us a call. We'll be more than happy to help. Yes, yesterday's session was recorded. We'll be having that link sent out within the next couple days. Any additional questions I can help? As is this morning. Thanks, Dad. Appreciate that.
Well, thank you all very much. We'll see you in the morning. Thank you, John, Butch, everybody. Have a great evening.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
And
see you tomorrow morning.
We hope hopefully we follow through, showed you some neat things that you can use on the website, where they are, how important they are, and then, of course, as far as looking at the different services and as well as the different features and benefits, and for Trading Trigger University for new students out there, all the new features that you have, and all for you old students out there, all the new access that you have. Hope you find it beneficial, and we'll see how well you do. Oh, by the way, we get to see who passes and fails, so we know if you're struggling, and even if you don't want to send us an email. Cat's out of the bag. Everyone have a great evening.